Okay, welcome back to this full Excel eSports course. We are entering a new chapter, which I've called Programming. And this is just going to be an intro video to talk through the types of cases that I think fall under this programming heading. And I'm just going to give you an introduction and flavour to some of the topics that can come up. This chapter is deliberately last because it's quite complicated and it can impact all of the other chapters in a positive way, especially with things like lambdas and pre-building functions for things that you do all the time. So a classic case that I think falls under the programming type heading is the simple case. And when we were faced with this, it was something we'd never seen before, and the concept is very simple. You're adding two very large numbers together. They're so large that they had to be entered as text, because if they were entered as numbers, Excel would remove a bunch of the digits. If I put that as a number, you'll see all these zeros kind of go at the end and the numbers have disappeared. Excel only calculates up to 15 kind of significant digits. So something as simple as adding became very difficult. And what you needed to do in this case was to design the long addition algorithm where you would add the digits up individually. You'd add the ones, then the tens, the hundreds, then the thousands, and so on, and you'd carry one each time, just like you used to do in school. So from the addition algorithm, you could create that, then go to multiplication, then go to exponentiation, and even tetration in one of the bonuses. So as you can imagine, this doesn't fall in line with the normal Excel tasks we will see. You will still need certain skills, like splitting this string out into its component digits, but the people that did best on this case were actually the people that used Python in Excel, or those that are very good at lambdas, lets, recursions, and topics that most people would consider more complex. And that's a flavour of some of the things we'll cover. So lambdas are basically custom pre-built functions. So one of the things we saw in the previous videos, and is a real fundamental, is to split things down into its component characters. And for that we said mid, sequence, len, this, comma, see, I've even got it wrong now, comma one character at a time, and then we get the numbers. Versus building a lambda, I've called mine split text of this. And it does exactly the same thing, but it's way quicker, and I don't need to remember the syntax, where the commas go, how to lay it out. Obviously it helps to know the fundamentals, which is why we covered them first. But at this stage, you need to start moving into some pre-preparation and setting things up like this that will just save you some time. Next, let's talk a little bit about recursion. Sticking with this simple case example, if you made it to multiplication, which was almost nobody, exponentiation was just repeating that a number of times. So recursion is exactly that. It's repeating something. That might be a formula, a sequence of steps, whatever it is, a number of times until you either hit an endpoint or the predefined number of times you need to do it is fulfilled. So here, for example, we were just repeating multiplication a set number of times. Some of the formulas you'll see in recursion are things like scan and reduce, as well as map. So scan and reduce will work through an array and do an operation to a start value and an array and keep amending the start value to the output and recycling it through until all the steps are done. Map will allow you to test a number of inputs into a formula to see what all of the outputs are. So we've seen the simple case as a good example. Let's just have a look at a couple of others and talk about some of the skills you'll need. So another example, Dicey Battle, again from Michael Jarman. For this one we had a number of dice thrown and you had to pick kind of which weapon you would use. So for this type of case, you're almost testing all possibilities of dice you can throw, between one weapon and another, and it gets more complicated later on with more weapons, more dice rolls, and so on. And there comes points in cases like this where exhausting all of the possible options to find the best one is not feasible, and you need to think more like a programmer about a clever, optimal solution that doesn't exhaust all of the possibilities. However, there will be times in cases like this where the number of possibilities is not so large that you can't do it with traditional Excel methods. So we will talk about combinatorics and how to pull all of those possibilities and test them. Another great example of a programming type case is Lana Banana. Typically these programming cases kind of leave a mark on people because they're very hard and the concepts are unique. So on Lana Banana, we had a map of a load of bananas. Lana is a monkey that would start from the top, and she had three options when navigating this map: move down, or down right, or down left. And the question was basically, given any cell, how many bananas can she collect? So like many other cases that fall in this category, if you were to list all paths, then the number just grows exponentially at each row, and it's essentially impossible to track all possibilities and find the maximum bananas you could collect. And the trick to this case was a specific type of programming, which is called dynamic programming, where you work from the bottom up. How many bananas can we get from the bottom row? Then what's the max from the next row? Well, it's whatever was on this row, plus if this is a banana. And when you see a clean solution to this, it seems very simple and kind of elegant, but arriving at that live was very, very difficult. Unless you have previous kind of programming knowledge and know about the type of techniques you'd use for these cases. One more programming type case I'll show is this one, so flower power. So the idea with this case was to pick a pivot point, and then a certain number of cells around them, almost like the map cases we did, would swap from a tulip to a sunflower or vice versa. And a really good method for this case was to try and build a custom function that would perform this flip for you, because the questions led on to performing multiple flips across multiple cells and keeping track of what happened. So when you have a custom function for this, you can run it through something like a scan or a reduce to iterate across a number of flips, or you could test what the optimal flip position was. So question 3 here was, you make one pivot, what is the most optimal pivot you can make? Now you could do this in the traditional methods, that's fine, but if you set up a custom function to do it, the time investment is just in setting up that function, then it makes the rest of the questions happen in only minutes. So I just want to quickly show the power of having some of those skills. We went over a question 3 here previously in the cards video, which was checking how many sets and runs of cards there are. And from first principles, this is quite a lengthy and difficult question, but with the power of kind of lambdas and programming, you can set something up like this to say card sets, here are my cards, I want 3 cards in a run, ace is high, let's also put ace low. And that will tell me all of the runs. So I've got 9, 10, jack. I could put an argument in to give me sets instead. So there are 3 kings there, so I know I've got 1 set and 1 run, and I know what all of those cards are. Now I've turned potentially a 10-20 minute question into a minute or so. And you're not going to be able to do that with every question, and you also don't want to make a lambda for every situation. This lambda I have here will do it for any types of cards, even if the suits were not consistent. So something like this, we have, completely different suits. I could have different card numbers, and I can get out all of the sets. And that would be one of my recommendations on lambdas as well, is to make them work in many situations rather than for a specific question. So here's another example just to show off the power of pursuing this topic. We had huge temples that were highly complicated, and we had to stay within a path. So this was a maze case. You had a start cell, and the goal was to get to a golden idol. But all of these cells took a different amount of time to travel through, depending on what animal is traveling through them. So with a few prepared lambdas, I can do a formula such as this, which will take in a maze, convert it to the various numbers based on the animal. And in this case, nobody did well on. It was very hard to set up and curate to get these answers out. And again, the lambda I'm using is not a specific lambda for this case. It's a general maze lambda that I can use on multiple map cases. And within maybe 30 seconds there, I can get the first 3 questions out. This also works and scales up to the harder maps, no problem. So I'm going to give a slight warning. This chapter will be harder than the other chapters. There'll be more technical knowledge coming at you. We will be covering let and lambdas, very powerful functions. We'll be covering recursion, so think of like for loops in programming, so it's going to be scans, reduce, potentially recursive lambdas, we'll see how we go, and map. Combinatorics will be covering kind of how to determine the number of possibilities, and then whether that's feasible to calculate or not. And with that video, we'll probably talk about formula speed and how to make things faster, because when you start getting into this realm of Excel, you may be recursively working through a function thousands of times, especially in kind of map lambdas and things like that. And if you don't build them efficiently, you'll find that it churns, Excel slows down, and it might take 2 minutes for things to calculate, and that's not what you want. And there's many ways to make spreadsheets quicker, and a lot of it is due to formula inefficiencies and bad practices, so we'll try and touch on that as well. So that's an introduction. First video will be let and lambdas. Even if you don't touch this chapter, I think you're going to have a really good setup for kind of esports in general. This is kind of taking it to that next level, but I hope to see you there regardless.